When I was 2, I walked into my mother's bedroom and I took her red lipstick and put it all over the wall. And when she came back, she said, "What'd you do?" And I said, "No, Mom, I didn't do it. It was Stuart." Stuart was my pet hamster. So my mom said, "You know, you took the lipstick out, you should have done that, and you're lying to me. 2 wrongs don't make it right." And that's true. The enslavement of African Americans, discrimination against women, prejudice towards new immigrants, all undoubtedly some of the worst aspects of our history. And those harmed have suffered. But 2 wrongs don't make it right. Trying to compensate for this by discriminating against other people, giving certain people preferential treatment, have we not learned from our mistakes? I want to be extremely clear. The aim is well-intentioned. We all want to see people that have been disadvantaged helped. But doing this by giving preferential treatment is not the way to go about this. Affirmative action doesn't actually help those that have been disadvantaged. Proponents of affirmative action say, listen, you know, we need diversity. We need there's people that are underrepresented from certain minority groups, and we need them represented because it's more diverse. So what? We're more diverse because we have more people of a different skin color around us? And I mean, that logic assumes that all people of one race think the same, that we need people of more races to have different viewpoints. When we say diversity, are we talking about real diversity, or are we talking about just making it look like it's diverse, giving the appearance of diversity? We should be striving for true intellectual diversity. The issue with affirmative action is that it tries to solve the problem from the top, from its results. When a person's ill and they get sick, they have symptoms, they go to a doctor, the doctor doesn't treat the symptoms. The doctor treats what causes the symptoms. Some of the symptoms of our past wrongs, such as enslavement and discrimination, are that, yes, some groups of people are underrepresented. But affirmative action seeks to treat the symptoms. It tries to place these people in positions by giving them an advantage in employment and admissions. But we should attack the real problem. General Poythress said himself, education, one of the first things we should look at. We need to make sure that all children, black, white, rich, poor, rural, or urban, are getting quality education. We should be supportive of religious and social programs that encourage families to stay together, that give them strong fundamental values so that they can have role models to look up to as they get older. These are the kinds of things that encourage equal opportunity. Affirmative action doesn't encourage equal opportunity. It encourages equal results. Is that time? 30 seconds, excuse me. Now, some of the consequences of affirmative action. You have people that are sometimes not qualified for a position, and you put them in positions where they can't succeed. But more importantly, you have people that are qualified that have their achievements tainted. You allow people to speculate. Oh, did he just get in here because he's black? Did she just get that promotion because she's a woman? Why should these qualified people have to face such stigma? The truth is, affirmative action only creates more racial tension, and it doesn't solve the real problem. Thank you.
To start off, I just want to let you all know the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to our Constitution guarantees equal opportunity and legal protection for all human Americans. The idea behind implementing affirmative action is to take into consideration factors of race, gender, and ethnicity when enforcing the 14th Amendment. The sole purpose of affirmative action programs is to promote and ensure equal opportunity for all. You know, Bob Dole, a Republican senator, former leader in the Senate, presidential candidate, said that equal opportunity without affirmative action should be our nation's goal. This is a wonderful idea. I don't think anyone would disagree for a moment. However, as tough as this may be to accept, by no means do we live in a color or gender-blind society. Discrimination to this day is alive and well in our nation. You know, just to get some statistics out there, in our society in America, women represent 51.2% of the adult population. African Americans represent 12.4%, and Latinos represent 9.5%. Despite this, if we take a look at the professional sectors of our nation, 69% of doctors are white men, 22% are white women, 4% are black, and 5% Latino. 70% of attorneys are white men, 24% are white women, 3% are black, and 3% are Latino. Now, this is even more whopping. 81% of all CEOs in business, executives, and managers are white, 11% Latino, 6% black, and Asians are even less with other minorities. Now, some may argue that affirmative action was necessary decades or years ago in the times of Jim Crow and actual legal segregation laws, but is unnecessary today. To those naysayers, I point out the fact that our modern-day playing field is far from level. Women continue to earn 76 cents for every male dollar. African Americans continue to have twice the unemployment rate of white people, twice the rate of infant mortality, and just over half the proportion of people who attend 4 years or more of college. Some estimates by nonpartisan research groups estimate that without affirmative action programs, the percentage of black students at many top selective schools, like Emory, for example, would drop to only 2% of the student body. This would severely restrict progress toward racial equality. Now, to go back to the opening remarks by Scott, the Republican chairman this evening, he stated that the Republicans want to maximize opportunity, freedom, and human potential. Now, my opponent said that equal opportunity, and this is all speculation if these programs really help, but the reality is that the playing field is not level. Even though that we have Civil Rights Acts of 1964, things of that nature, there is covert and undertones of racism and discrimination in our society, in the employment practices and in all facets. We are not giving African Americans, women, and minorities an unfair advantage. We are simply leveling the playing field from the outset because it's not level. We need to ensure that the 14th Amendment is enforced, not strengthen it in any degree. We're enforcing the Constitution.